tight game in round 3 against Huddersfield. They were up against it in round 4 for a while too, because they were down to 10 men, but they managed to beat Cheltenham by 3-1. And then in round 5 at Bloomfield Road, in front of a big crowd as well, a really standout result in this season's competition as they beat Premier League Newcastle by 3-0. Clive Allen's alongside me to enjoy this evening's contest. Clive, it's got a bit of a David and Goliath feel about it, but I guess Blackpool, if we go into all the old cliches, first 10-20 minutes, try and keep Chelsea quiet, play their way into the game and not be on the back foot from kickoff.
Well, obviously, and certainly don't get overawed by playing here at Stamford Bridge. A big night for a lot of these young Blackpool players, a big test for them as well, but one in which I'm sure they're certainly up for. It's a fantastic 5th round result against Newcastle. They'll take a lot of confidence from that, and they'll come here with nothing to lose this evening.
And as for Chelsea, rich history in the competition, but that brings its own pressure, doesn't it? Because these boys have got to try and match what's come before them.
Well, it was a sensational result against Liverpool. Obviously, Chelsea at the start of the competition will be considered one of the favourites, but a situation that maybe 1 or 2 of these boys have found themselves in before, but having to produce a performance against an opposition that are going to be very tricky and dangerous. So it's something that they have to deal with. You see the hallmarks of top players or top young players will be how they cope with that added pressure that they will be under this evening.
And for anybody who's watching an FA Youth Cup game for the first time, this is the prestige event in English youth football, isn't it? It has been ever since it started all those years ago.
Absolutely. For most of these boys, it will be the biggest game that they've played domestically. Obviously, a number of them will have played international football, but for their club, it is the biggest competition. The FA Cup is obviously magical. The FA Youth Cup is something you get just really a couple of goes at when you're a young footballer. So big night for lots of these young players.
Yeah, you ask any of the class of '92 of Manchester United about what their most significant medal is, and they'll tell you that the Youth Cup is right up there with anything else. This is a brotherhood between these sets of players, many of whom have been together since they were 8, 9, 10 years old, and this will be the culmination of their careers in many cases. And what an opportunity it is for them at the home of the European champions. Rob Whitton is our match referee. He is ready to lead the 2 sets of teams out. Chelsea with a storied history in this competition, 9 times winners. 7 of those 9 victories came between 2010 and 2018. Blackpool have never won it or made the final before, but they were semi-finalists in 2018. And Arsenal close in the first leg, a 2-2 draw at home before they were heavily beaten in the Emirates. Chelsea then beat Arsenal in the final that year. These 2 playing for the right to take on either Blackburn or Nottingham Forest in the semi-final. Later on tonight, it is Leicester in action. They play Manchester United. And here our focus is at Stamford Bridge. Well, Chelsea show 3 changes to the team that started round 5 away to Liverpool. Derek Abu comes into defence in place of Alfie Gilchrist, who captained Chelsea in the previous round. Charlie Webster and Lewis Hall protect the back 4. Malik Mothersill starred off the bench against Liverpool and is rewarded with a start here. Ronnie Stutter also comes into that front 3, who will play just behind Jude Soon-Sup-Bell, who's also played first-team football this season. Amongst the subs, Mendel Idowu got the winning goal against Liverpool. Blackpool named the same 11 that started the last round against Newcastle. That means it's a flat 4-4-2 formation for the Seasiders. Alex McLaughlin, 2 clean sheets in 3 games so far in goal. Fullbacks Moore and Hill like to attack when possible. They may be more cautious tonight. Tate Trusty, number 4, sent off at Cheltenham in round 4. And that front pairing of Daniels and Matt Shazi in fine goal-scoring form of late. Ed Brands is the man in charge of the Chelsea under-18 team. He was assistant to Jody Morris when Chelsea won it twice in recent years. He also captained Chelsea in this competition during his time as a player.
Well, that's great experience, Matt, certainly for Ed, that he's experienced winning the competition and he's now wanting to try and do that in his own right as the leader of the group. But certainly it's a pressure that he's going to enjoy, but he will also understand the ups and downs of youth team football, having been in charge for a while.
Might be a busy day for that man, Alex McLaughlin.
I think he's probably hoping he's going to be busy, but he's hoping that he doesn't make any mistakes, and he knows he's in for a night of, I'm sure, plenty of shots coming in, plenty of attempts on his goal, but he'll be hoping that that busy night bodes well for him.
Rob Whitton will be hoping that he has a relatively quiet night. We shall see. Okay, so we are underway then in the quarter-final of the FA Youth Cup. Mentioned Blackpool. Would you expect them to kind of look to frustrate Chelsea for the first 20 minutes or so, or will they be a bit more attacking?
Well, I think it will be a case of staying very solid, and at the moment they're being opened up.
Yeah, there's Derek Abu inside 35 seconds, hammering across the face of goal, and any sort of touch there, and the goalkeeper would have had no chance. Well, Blackpool almost behind inside the opening minute.
Does really well, gets on the overlap, receives the pass from Harvey Vale, and then as he fires it across that 6-yard box, no one can get the final touch at the back post, but bright start from Chelsea's right back.
The first corner of the game has arrived very early on. Over it comes from Charlie Webster.
Well, that would have been a disastrous start for Blackpool. They come, obviously they've got their tactical formation, the way they're going to try and frustrate Chelsea. To go behind in the first minute would have been almost unthinkable for them.
Yeah, it really would be a long night for them then. Brody Hughes going across to Luke Badley-Morgan. Good closing down from Jake Daniels, and that'll be an important part of it actually, Clive, won't it? Blackpool defending from the front like that, and Daniels trying to stop Chelsea getting it out of defence.
Well, you always hope that your front players can lead the press and the team comes up behind them, and certainly that denies Chelsea the space, the opportunity to move the ball, control the ball without being pressured. So they've got to be controlled in their shape, Blackpool, but they've got to be collectively together when they come and press the ball.
Easy victory for Chelsea in round 3 against Leyton Orient, but since then it has been anything but straightforward for them. I don't think Blackpool were expected to have quite such an easy time as they did against Newcastle, but it really was a stroll for them. Just by the way, there was a late change to the Chelsea lineup, so number 9 now is Malik Mothersill, who we thought would be wearing 11. Jude Soonsup-Bell has dropped out of the lineup at the last minute, and so Silko Thomas, who's wearing number 11, has come in to take his place. Thomas, who has scored in this competition already this season. He scored against Orient, so it's a change up front. That can't be great, can it, Clive? If you've got to make such a, you know, people get injured in warm-ups or ill or whatever, we see it happen quite a lot. But for your central striker to have given way and somebody who's an attacking midfielder to have to go in, that's going to be a bit of a readjustment for Chelsea.
Well, it is a change, and certainly the best laid plans is they would have gone through the situation tactically. But Silko Thomas will come in on that left-hand side, and Mothersill will now lead the line as a centre forward. Will have to hold up play, something he probably wasn't expecting to do an hour ago. So he has to refocus and get himself in the right frame of mind. But an opportunity for Silko Thomas that he probably didn't expect. He would be sitting on the bench, but wouldn't have expected to start right from the beginning.
So the number 9 is now on the back of Mothersill, and that is a shirt that's been worn in this competition by the likes of Tammy Abraham and Dom Solanke in recent years. Here's Lewis Hall. It's a great tackle from Tate on him to win the ball back.
Going back over the years, Matt, as well, that number 9 is a famous number at Chelsea. Peter Osgood, Kerry Dixon, amongst others.
It's a heavy one, isn't it? Just ask Romelu Lukaku.
Absolutely.
Here's Dylan Williams for Chelsea, in for Silko Thomas. Thomas, who is a regular for the under-18s and has played under-23 football too, so he's not coming into this completely cold.
And I think that is you have to emphasise that in youth football, the players play in different positions. They're never ever are very rarely pinned down to one position. As they're coming through the ranks, they have the opportunity to apply their ability in different areas, learning the game, learning different skill sets for different positions.
Yeah, and that is... well, here's a chance for Blackpool straight away, and they've taken the lead. Incredible. 5 minutes in, Jake Daniels has turned in front of those visiting Blackpool supporters. And it's Blackpool who strike first. What a start to this cup tie. Chelsea caught cold in defence, and Daniels, who's been the main man for goals for Blackpool this season, was never going to miss from close range. It's Chelsea 0, Blackpool 1.
Well, that is a goal of absolute top quality, it really is. From the run down the right-hand side, the delivery from Francis, and then the run of Jack Daniels. He gets in between the two centre-halves. The ball's delivered perfectly, just in advance of the goalkeeper. He leaves his 6-yard box, but can't get there to block Daniels' strike, and that really is a clever finish from Jake Daniels. 20-odd goals already this season. He's added to that superbly in this FA Cup quarter-final.
What a start for John Murphy's team, and Daniels continuing his hot streak in this competition. It's his third goal, scored against Cheltenham, scored against Newcastle, and now he scored at Stamford Bridge.
Well, he showed real quality in the way that he took that goal as well, because he made it look an easy finish, but from that distance, the way the ball's played to him, he has to make a really good connection and just lift it over the Adigoko's dive at his feet. Really, really well taken.
Well, adversity for Chelsea. Soonsup, we're told, has a injury to his quad, which is why he's not involved, so they have to change their starting lineup, and now they find themselves behind. Confirmation if you're late joining us, this is the Chelsea 11. It's an 11 which trails to a Blackpool side who do come here generally in decent form. They did lose their last match against Shrewsbury, but before that they were 13 unbeaten in all competitions. And they bloodied the nose of Chelsea, and here's Daniels again, and an opportunity again. This time it's Strawn. It was a powder puff shot really, which was never a threat to Adigoke, but it's a couple of times now they've got him behind Chelsea.
Well, two real attacks of intent, and that for Strawn was an opportunity. It was a poor effort. He fired it in at that near post, didn't trouble the Chelsea keeper, but Daniels aware once again, just rolling it into his path, offering him the opportunity to strike at goal. Chelsea beware, they've just got caught on 2 occasions really, and that's ended up with shots on their goal, one which has resulted in Blackpool's lead.
Chelsea thought they were in for a stroll along the Fulham Road tonight. Been awoken from that notion. Here's Harvey Vale. He's got Abu to his right. He's come infield instead and worked it to Mothersill. Flicked it back toward Vale. Charlie Webster will have a go from range. He had a little bit more time there than he realised, I think. He
had time and space. He could have actually controlled it. He's trying to just whip that ball quickly. He doesn't make a good contact. But Harvey Vale feeds it in, gets the ball back as it's poked out. Webster with the opportunity, but needs to be hitting the target and making McLachlan work in that Blackpool goal.
Well, Brand looked shocked. As well he might. This was not in the script as far as he was concerned. Blackpool are going to try and play out from the back. Here's Tyler Hill. His left back's father is the coach of the Blackpool under-15s and 16s, Matt.
Just an indication of U-team football. They could have been one up within a minute, Chelsea. The first attack, the first time really that Blackpool get in good possession of the ball, they counter really swiftly. It was a really well crafted and a goal of quality, but they find themselves in the lead, so everything to fight for now.
It doesn't seem to have changed their mentality, does it? They look like they've come here to attack. They're not just going to sit back on this 1-goal lead.
No, and I think it was Matt Shazi I read before pre-match saying that they wanted to come here and play, not to sit back. It's the game that they like to adopt, the game that they've played all season, the game that's brought them to this quarter-final. So good luck to them, and they've come into it with the right intent.
Chelsea looking to find a way back into the game. Here's Silko Thomas, managed to ride Matt Shazi's challenge. Touched off then by Stutter. Hall can put it in first time. Cleared away as far as Abu. Thought about the shot and thought better of it. Worked it out instead to Harvey Vale. Hall can put it in with his left. Couldn't find Mothersill, but he'll get another opportunity. Worked it short to Webster. Abu's got the space to measure his cross now. Ought to have been a bit better than that.
Well, Matt, the only thing I would say is Blackpool are sinking back deeper and deeper into their 18-yard box. That's going to encourage Chelsea. That's going to certainly give them the confidence to get the ball and work the ball into the 18-yard box and find opportunities. They need to be brave. They need to stay up on the 18-yard line. 2 balls have gone in. Fitzgerald has been in the right place on each occasion to clear. But that pressure will tell if they keep sinking deeper.
Let's see if they're still going to try and play out from the back here. It's not a particularly high press from Chelsea. And the mother's still thinking about it. Alec McLaughlin is in no rush to get rid of the ball, and nor should he be in this position.
And that's a good decision from the young keeper, because he could have easily thrown it out as the ploy is to play out from the back. But his decision to push that ball upfield, they've now gained possession of the ball in Chelsea's half. So sometimes you do have to mix the game up.
This is Dan and Francis looking to try and get Daniels involved again. Dylan Williams now for Chelsea, joined from Derby's academy in January. Overhit his pass looking for Mothersill.
Yeah, Mothersill's going to be the target man, the player that they want to go into, but it needs to be quality into his feet, into his chest, for him to hold it up and link the play.
And that goes back to what we were saying earlier about Soonsup Bell having dropped out the lineup at the last minute. He is much more of a target man. He's much taller than Mothersill. So.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game against Liverpool in the previous round, doing exactly that job.
That was crossing to Matt Shazi meanwhile. Chelsea struggling to get it away. Shazi knew that he was offside, so couldn't get involved in Francis's pass.
Yeah, he went over when the initial cross came in the 6-yard box. He wasn't up and out quickly enough when that ball was played back to him from Francis. They're carrying a threat, Blackpool. You've got to give them credit. The way that they've started the game, when they have attacked, they've asked questions of Chelsea defensively.
He's moving it across to Abu. With chalk on his boots, now motoring forward. Stutter outside of him. That's a clever ball through for Mothersill. Goalkeeper had to get that right. Any sort of contact with Mothersill, he would have had a problem.
Well, goalkeeper timed it right, but I think Mothersill just delayed his run a fraction of a second when that ball was played in by Harvey Vale. It was a good idea. Mothersill should have took off that fraction earlier. I think he might have got there before the goalkeeper. It's just having that understanding with your winger and making those runs at the right time.
Chelsea royalty watching on. John Terry currently working with the academy. Jody Morris, who led Chelsea to success in this competition before becoming Frank Lampard's #2. Chelsea first team. Here's Abu. Header away wasn't great, and luckily for Blackpool, Luke Marriott was there to get it clear.
And they're 2 players who've seen it all, done it all, and yet they're here at the Youth Cup game. They really understand the importance of the game for these young players, and they're looking at these young players to see how they perform and cope in this situation. It's been the making of many, many great careers as the FA Youth Cup over the years.
Yeah, legends of football have won this competition, and even in recent times, lots of Chelsea players who are now first-team players either here or elsewhere. Lots of Reece James and Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tantalati, and Chalobah brothers. Here's Vale. That's nice footwork. He's going to look to bend one as well. What an outstanding goal from Harvey Vale to draw Chelsea level. A moment of genuine class from the London club, and Vale makes it 1-1.
Oh, that is a goal of the highest quality. I praise Blackpool for the way that they crafted theirs, but this was an individual effort of out of the top draw from Harvey Vale. Off the right side, favoured his left foot. Don't let him go on to his left foot. When he does, from that angle, he's going to wind it into the top corner. It takes a lot to get it exactly in the right place. Harvey Vale has just executed it perfectly. That's a sensational equaliser.
Similar to the goal that Hakim Ziyech scored against Tottenham at that end of the ground a couple of weeks ago. Chelsea back level. I don't know if you can ever call somebody a senior player in an FA Youth Cup game, but Harvey Vale, 18 years old, captain's armband, having played for the first team and been around it a lot this season, taking responsibility there and getting Chelsea back into the game. There's Hughes arrowing one right to left, looking for Thomas. Didn't quite get the height he was looking for.
What I have to say as well, Matt, is games like this, when you have had a bit of experience, you've had a bit of exposure, you may have played in the first team, these are the hardest games to play because you come back, there's so much expectation that it's going to be easy for you, you're going to star in a game like this, but the hallmark of the top players is that they can come back to this level and perform. And Harvey Vale showed what quality he has. That was a magnificent goal, it really was.
Player who they have high hopes for here. Hill will take the throw. It was he who just allowed Vale to cut in onto his left foot and unleash that brilliant effort. His Mothersill now. Thomas to his left and Stutter the other side, but just dwelt on it a little too long. Williams has got it on halfway for Chelsea. This is Charlie Webster wearing 6.
Chelsea, I'm sure, will just settle after that goal as well. You know, little shot that they've gone behind, but a magnificent equaliser will just give them that confidence again to grow and to try to control and dominate the game.
Tate Trusty penalised there. He was the man who was sent off in round 4. Here's Lewis Hall. To underline what Clive was saying earlier about the versatility of these players at this age. Hall playing central midfield tonight. He played left of a back 3 when he played here against Chesterfield in the FA Cup. Played left wing for the Chelsea under-23 team too.
It really doesn't matter where you play. If you get picked to play in the first team, you'll play anywhere. He'd have probably played in goal if Thomas Tuchel had asked him.
And that's all part of learning, isn't it? It's not just about learning how to be a left-back, it's about learning how to be a footballer. Yeah,
understanding others' roles, the positioning, everything about it. And you know, players have to be versatile this day and age, and this young man certainly is.
And it'll be Hill to take the throw-in for Blackpool. The footballing family mentioned his dad, his brother James, moved to Bournemouth from Fleetwood in January. He was linked with Barcelona. It's a lovely tall turn from Hall, but then he ran into Hill. Trusty moved it on quickly to Jack Moore. Trusty had carried on his run. Webster snapped in and got the ball from him. Thomas turned it round the corner for Stutter. Thomas somehow has managed to win that. He was second favourite. Liverpool have managed to get bodies back now. The pass wasn't good enough to find Stutter. Looking for the no-look pass, but sometimes it's better to look and see that there's nobody there to pass to.
Yeah, and you have to play to feet. Certainly in that situation, it was Matt Shazi who was trying to find the run of Daniels. Daniels pulled out, he needed that ball. They needed to keep possession of the ball there, Blackpool.
Yeah, just in the couple of minutes before the goal and certainly afterwards, Chelsea have been dominant in terms of possession.
They are dropping away behind the ball, Blackpool, but they've got to be careful that they don't sink too deep.
Trusty's pass was a little loose. Mariette. Here's Matt Shazi. Should have been able to link up with Francis.
Yeah, 2 sloppy passes from Matt Shazi. But I do like the way in transition that Blackpool are positive in the way that they want to move the ball forward quickly when they regain possession. That's just unsettled Chelsea on a couple of occasions in this first half.
Here's Trusty's got a lot of space. Now Thomas is closing him down. Trusty just looked over to the referee, who then blew his whistle and said, OK, I'll give you the free kick.
Yeah, I think he felt the contact, he went to ground and he was hoping that the referee gave him the award of the free kick, which he did.
There he is again. Thomas, that was late. And Francis.
Yeah, Trusty started confidently in the middle of that, the middle of Blackpool's team, making things tick from that area, always finding himself in positions to receive the ball.
Jack Moore will take the free kick. Slid it out wide, everybody was expecting a cross. Here's Francis. Moore does swing it in from deep eventually. Push there from Fitzgerald into Abu.
Yeah, I think he was trying to pull out to the far side of the area when that deep cross come in from the right side from Moore.
20 minutes gone, 2 goals already. Blackpool ahead early on. Daniels on 5 minutes, but Vale with a brilliant goal equalising 9 minutes thereafter. Here's Williams for Chelsea. Abu. Again, Vale tight to the touchline.
As you see, Blackpool all behind the ball, but drop 10 yards back into their own half. So for the central defenders of Chelsea, they're unpressured in possession of the ball. They can just take their time and build patiently.
Here's Hall. Of time to consider his next move. Gave it square to his mate Hughes. Nice flick from Vale on for Abu. Mothersil's in the middle here. Abu hammers over the cross. Thomas got something on it, and then the clearance came back off Fitzgerald and behind for the first corner of the night.
Yeah, Squires who smashes or tries to smash the clearance away, and Fitzgerald it hits and corner conceded. But what a lovely touch from Harvey Vale in the build-up outside of the left boot there into the path of Abu. Now can he deliver? Centre half in the end tries to head clear, but it ricochets off of him. Corner given.
Hall's delivery. Webster fancied the volley.
Difficult technique for Webster. Ball coming out of the air. Has to one make a good contact, keep it down. In the end, slices it off the outside of his right boot, high, and goal kick.
So Webster, who started the fight back against Liverpool. That is John Murphy, who is the Blackpool coach. He is a Blackpool legend, nearly 300 games for the club. He scored over 100 goals.
I think he'd be delighted with the way that his team have passed the first 20 minutes of this quarter-final. Responded well to obviously possibly going behind in that very first minute. Got themselves in front with a really well-crafted goal. You'd have to say could do very little about Harvey Vale's equaliser as well.
Neil Critchley, the manager of Blackpool's first team. I guess that appointment would have been music to John Murphy's ears, wouldn't it? Because Critchley came from Liverpool's under-23 side, so he understands the importance of the link between academy and first-team football.
Yeah, and I think Blackpool as a football club are always going to look to promote their young talent, and he certainly will be emphasising that to his young players.
Here's Vale, he can make it 2-1. He's moved it on to Thomas. Oh, and he's put it wide. It was a difficult opportunity, actually, because it came to him very quickly. Vale, unselfish, maybe he was better placed to take the shot himself.
Well, I think it's just slightly behind him as well, Matt. And as he's trying to hook that ball, he's falling backwards, so it is a really difficult one to turn in on goal. Ball played into the box, good back heel. Vale, as you say, had the awareness. But Thomas is just, as you see it come across, just falling backwards. Difficult then to hook it on target from that position.
Scoring round 3 against Leyton Orient, Silko Thomas. Webster. He's been involved with the first team this season, Charlie Webster, on the bench against Chesterfield here and Brentford in that League Cup quarter-final tie. Thomas. Looking to collect the return ball from Webster. First turn from Williams. Down the line for Thomas. Onside here. Was he? No, not quite.
Oh, he was a late addition to the team, wasn't he, Thomas? But he's been bright in these opening 20 minutes for Chelsea down that left-hand side. On this occasion, just strays offside before the ball's delivered. It's a tie that's played to a result tonight, Matt, isn't it? So as it stands, it would go to extra time and possibly penalties if it's all square.
And you see things like that with McLaughlin, making sure he takes as long as the referee would allow him over the free kick. I wonder if Blackpool are already thinking, well, maybe not that, but just to frustrate Chelsea, I suppose, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
for as long as they can. There's no doubt about that.
Bradley Morgan. Williams won't be able to catch up to that one. Valuable sale by Derby County in January was Dylan Williams. Not a massive fee, obviously, for an academy player, but every penny counts for the Championship side in administration at the moment. Blackpool using every available second before they restart play.
I think he's played in the FA Cup, hasn't he, Williams? Maybe earlier in the competition when Derby played a young side. I think he was there and played in the FA Cup before, or also participating in the FA Youth Cup, which is quite something for a young player.
Not quite to the level that your cousin Paul did it, of course.
Matt, that is the most incredible story. My cousin Paul played in the FA Cup in 1980 and won it as a 17-year-old. And a year later, still under 18, won the FA Youth Cup with West Ham United. And as far as I know from history, he's the only player to have ever done that. Won the FA Cup before winning the FA Youth Cup. Quite remarkable.
Yeah, you've got to wonder if that'll ever happen again.
When you think of all the great young players that have played in this competition, but certainly not played in the full competition and won it before winning this.
Morgan's just about kept that in play.
Well, the thing now is Chelsea are controlling the game, but also they need to keep a tempo and keep a pace to their game up, because if they play too slow, the two centre-halves, yes, they're unpressured in their own half, but Blackpool will be happy. They'll be compact, they'll be defensively solid and in numbers. So Chelsea have to move the ball quickly at times, and also, I feel, take a few chances in terms of playing the ball forward, play risk balls that might get cut out, but certainly try to move the ball further up the field quicker.
Hall again turns back toward his own goal and then goes across the pitch. The spaces for Williams' left-hand side at the moment, which comes his way.
But Matt, there's an example. They keep the ball. It's not until they play the forward balls that then they start to shift that Blackpool defence.
Back heel from Thomas, looking for Williams. Had to put that in first time and hit Fitzgerald with his cross.
There's a poor cross. Needs to be standing that up to the back post, missing the first defender in that near post area.
Nicely done by Hall, meanwhile. To Mothersill to return it back. If Mothersill has been affected by that late change of position, because he's hardly featured in the opening half an hour. Thomas going to try and use his pace to get around Jack Moore. And now his trickery too. Decent cutback that. Here is Mothersill. Couldn't get it out of his feet. Trusty pinched it from him.
Yeah, good midfield defensive work from Trusty in front of Mothersill, but make sure he intercepts and clears for Blackpool.
Well, Luke Badley Morgan does not agree with that decision.
I think Jake Daniels was clever. As soon as he felt the contact, you could hear the scream and he's falling to the ground, and yeah, he's saying, I'm not sure it was a foul, but referee Rob Witt gave it to Blackpool.
Here's Squires. Closed down by Mothersill, and that meant that he misplaced his pass. And now here's Mothersill. He's got Stutter up there with him. Never really looked like he believed he was going to beat Will Squires there.
You're right, he didn't have the confidence, did he, one-on-one to go by Squires. It was an opportunity for the centre forward.
Francis. Whipped in by Moore, headed by Daniels. Chelsea will pick up the scraps. Whip it back toward goal, but okay, can collect it. It's behind for a goal kick.
Well, Sean and Daniels were in the box, but they weren't in the 6-yard box as Matt Shazi sweeps that ball to the far post.
There is Neil Critchley. He's made the trip down. Well, he didn't have to, did he, particularly? I mean, he came down, they were at QPR. Place you know very well, Clive, last night, and the under-18s went there to watch too. He does look happy, given that his team conceded a last-minute winner last night. He might have got over it by now.
Yeah, I think the smile is that that his young starlets have done well tonight so far.
Good, nice video message for the Blackpool players they put out on Twitter today. They've got nothing to fear, nothing to prove. And those boys out there will know that the first-team manager is there watching them, won't they? And that adds another layer to it.
Absolutely, but great that they were part and parcel with the first team and coming to London, playing at Queen's Park Rangers in their league game last night, watching that.
As we mentioned, Critchley, the history in academy football, having been in charge of the Liverpool under-23s.
There's no doubt that he's looking at one or two of these young players and he'll be thinking, can I introduce them into the first team setup? Can they become part of our training programme? Are they of the ability to even give opportunities in that first team? So not only the FA Youth Cup quarter-final for these young Blackpool players, but the opportunity to progress their careers massively.
Is Matt Shazi, his cross deflected off badly. Morgan gives Blackpool their first corner of the game.
And you know what, I don't mind that. I think he's positive, he's trying to drive to the byline to get a cross in. He attempts to cross and wins a corner for his team. It's good play from Matt Shazi.
She saw there, safe standing at Stamford Bridge at the either end of the ground, in the Matthew Harding stand and the shed end, and Blackpool supporters taking advantage of that. The trial ongoing in English football for the second half of the season.
Well, they've probably been in London for 2 nights, haven't they, Matt? They were down for the first team and they've stayed down to watch the under-18s. Good for them.
What they have seen from their team in the opening half hour, they will be extremely impressed with. Francis had gone now before Moore hooked it in. Sort of feels a bit flat from Chelsea, doesn't it?
Yeah, they've just lost their way in terms of the control of the game, the tempo that they're playing at. I think that will concern Ed Brand, the coach. You can see discussing with his assistant there. Got to give credit to the visitors. I think they've settled. They've not been overawed by the situation.
His mother still. Campbell from Trustee, indeed it was.
Yeah, he was falling. The only way he could stop Mother Shield progressing was to grab the ball. And he falls on it, doesn't he? And then in the end, the right hand goes on the ball to stop Mother Shield running away with it. I got a card for that, Matt.
Trustee will have to watch his step. Mentioned that he was sent off against Cheltenham back in round 4.
He certainly has to be careful now.
Charlie Webster who whips in the free kick. Goalkeeper could have caught that, but elected to punch. Here's Vale. Webster He left that to go out for a corner. He wanted to affect the play himself. Might be able to get a shot away here, Webster. Something on it from the goalkeeper, I think. Might have been more in front of him even, but either way, it's a Chelsea corner.
Well, I think there's a slight deflection, and then the goalkeeper has to make sure it doesn't creep in at his near post. Webster does well, because he creates the angle, bringing the ball back onto his favoured right foot, and it is the keeper that pushes it round in the end.
Webster will take the corner himself. Toward Vale near post. Well, this might drop nicely for Hall. It's Lewis Hall. Oh, he hit his own man badly, Morgan. I think that was on target too.
It's going in. That's exactly what Lewis Hall is saying. He strikes it well. Looks like it's arrowing into the corner before it hits Badley Morgan. You can see he's really frustrated. Good angle here. Yeah, I think that's going in, that near post side. Good side foot finish.
Not much Badley Morgan could have done about it, really. Final 10 minutes of the half.
It's been a good contest, I have to say. Blackpool acquitted themselves really well to this point.
Taking an immense amount of concentration for them because they're not in possession for much of the game. I wonder if that might be a factor as we go on.
Apart from the Orient result in the early rounds, Chelsea have had some quite dramatic results, and they've been close games. So they know they've been in this, they've experienced it in this competition already this season. That it can come down to perhaps one chance at the end of the game that makes the difference. And this is a Chelsea team that go all the way.
Hughes. Let's see if Badley Morgan picks up the pace a little. Stutter. Can't see much of him either, wearing number 10 for Chelsea tonight. Thomas with the flick. Williams almost managed to carry it on. Badley Morgan's worked it on to Williams. Here's Webster. It's a lovely pass out to Derek Abu. Can't bring it under his spell though. Mariette moved it up to Daniels. There's Mariette again. Francis out wide of him. Shazi through the middle. Here's Francis. Important touch from Hughes, out for a throw.
Well, what I like about Blackpool, there was a distinct change in their tempo when they regain possession or have possession of the ball, the way they move the ball through the lines. And they've done really well on the counter a couple of times. And it's ended up with Chelsea having to clear or Blackpool having an opportunity at goal. So they do carry a threat.
Mariette. Well, now then, chance for Strawn. Adigoke saves first time, and then he was lucky that the rebound was dealt with by Badley Morgan. Big opportunity that.
That was a really clear-cut opportunity for Strawn, made by Daniels. The shot from Strawn in the end just didn't have the pace to go under the goalkeeper.
Blackpool rue that missed opportunity.
Daniels, who plays the ball forward, you can see that Strawn's trying to pull it back into the corner. Doesn't quite get the direction or the power that was required to beat Adigogo in the Chelsea goal.
Here's Hughes. You get the feeling that the salubrious Stamford Bridge home dressing room might be about to have the paint stripped off the walls at half-time, because Ed Brand cannot be happy with this. Here's Hall. Was fouled by Trusty, who's got to watch his step.
You're right, Matt, he has to be careful there. He just barges into Lewis Hall. He's on the wrong side defensively. Comes from the left side, you see, as Lewis Hall drives between. He's a lucky boy. He's got to be very careful making challenges like that.
Good position for the free kick too. 5 minutes to go until the break. Chelsea behind early, level for a special goal from Vale.
Well, Webster's there, Lewis Hall's there with his left foot. He might well fancy it. I think Lewis Hall's going to try and whip this back into the near post area.
Got it on target, but couldn't quite get the movement to really worry McLaughlin.
Yeah, just didn't pull it enough with the swerve to bring it back. It ended up straight. The goalkeeper claimed it comfortably.
Abu fed it down the line for Vale. And happy to take on Tyler Hill. And he goes. He needed some help. He got it from Hall. Desperate to find room for a shot. Might break for Vale. Clearance is not particularly convincing. Out as far as Abu. To get round Hill. It's a really good cross as well. What a brilliant save first time round. Surely it's in now though. Indeed it is. Malik Mothersill puts Chelsea 2-1 in front. Really unlucky McLaughlin. He did everything he could.
I think it's even the second or third time that McLaughlin tries to keep it out and it creeps over the line. Mothersill has 2 attempts, but what a fantastic delivery from Abu. Mothersill had 2 opportunities to fire it into the back of the net. And McLaughlin done brilliant to keep out 2 attempts. The first one here from the header, the second one from the volley, and then it's the third. It comes off of the centre forward's chest and creeps over the line. 2 super saves, but the third he can do nothing about.
Oh, that's so harsh on the goalkeeper. That's a good save. That's a brilliant save. How's your luck?
Yeah, Mothersill will say he's in the right position. Maybe should have finished the first one from the header, but it was a super save from that header. He claims it. He had that final touch, chested it over the line to give Chelsea the lead.
Late change of position for Mothersill. Started up front after Soonsup Bell pulled up lame in the warm-up. He scored again, a goal in every round of the competition now for Malik Mothersill. Ball nicely away from his opposite number, Marriott. Goalkeeper's come a long way from home to deal with that. Put it back into a fairly risky area.
But as the half's worn on, certainly Lewis Hall, I think, and Harvey Vale have showed their experience, started to control the game for Chelsea. It was his pass that gave Abu the opportunity to cross for Mothersill's second and the goal to give Chelsea the lead.
He's Strawn. Nicely away from 2. And then he got his pass wrong for Marriott. Did the hard bit.
Brilliant run, fantastic run. To get himself into that position, just needed that quality weighter pass for Marriott. As he drives in, Marriott pulls out, just wanted it out in front of him, so his next touch is a shot at goal, and it was a poor pass that let Strawn down in the end.
Really fascinating Youth Cup quarter-final this. And far from the walkover that some assumed it might be for Chelsea. Liverpool still very much in it, threatening here with Marriott. Looking for the give and go with Daniels. Good strong defending from Abu.
What a good response from Blackpool. They go behind right near enough on half-time, but immediately they're positive in the way that they are trying to get back into this cup tie.
Nice turn from Matt Shazi. Shot straight into Hughes. Picked up by Francis right side. More on the overlap. Maybe too close to Adegoke.
I think he's going to take his time now, run the clock down to half-time. Chelsea will be happy to go in with that 2-1 advantage.
Morgan. Two extra minutes at the end of the first half. We're into them now. Williams. Action on his cross, coming into a good area, out as far as Harvey Vale. Stutter wanted it back, Vale wanted to take his man on.
Well, it's been a really good contest. As I say, the first 2 goals of the highest quality. John Murphy, I think, will be delighted with his team's performance. Just a little bit frustrated that they don't go in at half-time at least level.
Smacked up into the night sky by McLaughlin. Mothersill. He's Stutter, a little push on him, managed to get the shot away anyway. And something going on in the middle here.
Thomas and I think it's
Squires who he's involved with. Interesting to see how much the referee saw of that. I wonder if there was a shout for a penalty in there as well. There's some more sorting out for Rob Whitten to do before that. Thomas has really lost his rag. Mothersil's pushing as well. Seemed like something and nothing, didn't it?
I'm not sure if he just walked into Squires and then there was a bit of pushing and shoving.
Was there a push significantly on Stutter here? Not much in that really, is there?
No, and he just couldn't get the final touch to lift the ball over McLaughlin as he threw himself at his feet.
Corner to end the half then for Chelsea. Webster with it. How often does that happen? The referee saw something he didn't like in there.
Well, just taking control of the game, Rob Whitten. The first time really it's bowled over in the first 45 minutes. He'd be happy with the lead. I'm not sure he'd be happy with the performance of his Chelsea side.
Well, that is half-time. Chelsea ahead, but only after a scare. Jake Daniels putting Blackpool ahead with just 5 minutes played. Harvey Vale equalised with a sensational goal on 14, and then Mothersill at the third attempt bundled one in 3 minutes before the end of regulation time. Still disagreements happening as the players leave the pitch, but at half-time it's Well, as we have a look back then at the best bits of the first half, didn't take long, did it, Clive, for this game to come to life? Derek Abu, what, less than a minute in here?
Well, it was the most dramatic start, wasn't it? Abu does well, firing it through the 6-yard box, and it's Fitzgerald that just gets a touch before a Chelsea player can tap it in at the back post. But he overloaded really well, did the right back, delivered a good ball. And Fitzgerald does well not to turn it into his own net.
So they were on the defensive in the first minute, but then Blackpool sprang a counter. And how about this from Jake Daniels? A good finish, isn't it, with the goalkeeper coming out at him?
Well, it's a really well-crafted goal from Francis run down the right-hand side. And then the quality of ball, keeping it outside the 6-yard box so the keeper can't get there. But Daniels' finish was exquisite. He knows the keeper's going to throw himself at his feet. But as it comes across him, he just lifts it over him into the open net. That's a really good cross, a fantastic finish.
So at that point, the shock was on, but that woke Chelsea up. 5 minutes on the clock when Daniels scored, 14 when Harvey Vale did this. This was a moment to remember for a player who's had a few of those this season, but it's just perfection, isn't it?
Well, it's unstoppable. It is a moment of real magic from Harvey Vale. As soon as he collects that ball, you know that he's going to try and work it back onto his favoured left foot. The little shimmy, the movement of the ball, the angle's there. But then the finish has to be absolutely perfect, and it is. A wonderful, wonderful curling shot into the far corner, giving the goalkeeper no chance.
Silko Thomas was a late addition to the Chelsea lineup after Sunsut Bell was injured in the warm-up, and he had an opportunity set up by Vale. It was a difficult one, wasn't it, for him, as we said at the time, falling back.
Well, he's falling backwards and the ball's slightly behind him, and off balance he can't whip that ball with his right foot on target. It's a decent build-up, it's a clever pass from Vale, but it's just behind Thomas. He can't hit the target.
This was Charlie Webster's free kick, which Blackpool had a bit of difficulty dealing with. Vale put it back in, and it was Webster who found himself eventually in the position to shoot. Did well just to feint a couple of times and then work an angle for himself. Difficult ones for goalkeepers, those.
Yeah, low down at his near post. The keeper makes a good save because Webster does manipulate the shooting angle, does well to bring the ball back out towards the edge of the 18-yard box, fires in fiercely at that near post. Good stop.
From the subsequent corner, Lewis Hall may well have scored had his own defender, Badley Morgan, not got in the way.
Well, I think he thinks he scored. You can see on his face, he can't believe that his centre-half has got in the way of it. He's gone for precision as Lewis, it's on target, but the defender, his own defender, deflects it wide.
Blackpool on the defensive for much of the half after their goal, but that was a really good opportunity for Joe Strawn.
And I just don't think he strikes it as fiercely as he wants and with the angle to pull it into that far corner. Daniels feeds him, no power in the shot, keeper parries away.
Wasn't that long after that Chelsea did take the lead. Great ball in from Abu. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. That's a striker's motto.
Yeah, he's in the right place at the right time. His mother shield. It's a really good cross from Abu. Maybe should have scored with the head up, saved, as we see here. Then the volley, saved and kept out. And in the end, as it's parried out, it comes off his chest and just creeps over the line. Two good stops, but in the end, it's a bit of good fortune for the centre forward, but it ends up 2-1 up Chelsea.
Well, there was one more chance for them just before the half finished. Mothersill, the creator this time. Ronnie Stutter's hardly been involved, the number 10 for Chelsea. A nudge on him as he went to take the shot there. Again, well defended by Blackpool, and then a bit of unpleasantness between Thomas and Squires, but nothing too serious about that. But Blackpool will feel they are still very much in this game while the score is 2-1 to Chelsea. Well, this is the tail of the tape for the first half. Efficient from Blackpool, both their shots have been on target. As you can see, Chelsea very much ahead in that regard. But just the one goal in it, still plenty of time for Blackpool to come back. Maybe that yellow card for Tate Trusty will prove to be significant. As you can see, it's not been a particularly dirty game. Right, last season, Aston Villa and Liverpool contested the final. It was played at Villa Park. Here are the best bits.
Barry, it's a good run by Arjen Reiki here. He's kept that in play as well. Here's an opportunity for Christine, and he's buried it beautifully. Aston Villa take the lead in style here. Arjen Reiki getting the better of Conor Bradley. And how about this for a finish from Ben Christine? Beautifully placed past Harvey Davis, and Villa in front inside 10 minutes. Over the top by Lindley, that's looking for the run of Young. Oh, now was he clipped there? Yes, he was! Penalty to Villa. Billy Koumetio just clipping the heels here of Brad Young. I think it's the right decision. And Young will take it himself. Oh, beautifully done! What an impudent penalty to make it 2-0. Very confident from the back and overconfident perhaps. Balagizi, chance here for Musialowski. Well, that is the chance that Liverpool have been waiting for. Given away from the back by Aston Villa, a mistake from Lindley. Balagizi was onto it, and Musialowski over the bar. Nicely taken by Kesler. Oh, Brad Young onside. Takes it to the byline here. Oh, he's still going. Brilliantly done! Oh, that would have been a very memorable goal from Aston Villa's number 9. The final shot was wide, but it was a superb bit of build-up. Here's Chukwuemeka. Back to Young. A chance! And off the upright. Well, Chukwuemeka and Christine went for it, and I think it was Christine's shot which cannoned back off the post. Beautifully worked corner. Young doing really well again. Frauendorf determined to make his mark as sub, and Voltman puts it wide. Well, this is why Frauendorf has been brought on. This is a really good chance for Liverpool. Good run by Musialowski, but he's lost out and there's no foul. Reiki, here goes Young. Oh, the goalkeeper's just slipped. Young tried to take it round him. It could still be on here for Brad Young. And Chukwuemeka. Eventually it's behind for a corner. Beautifully done by Villa. Lovely touch there from Chukwuemeka. And Young is onside. Might take it all the way here. Good save by Harvey Davis. Well, look at this from one end of the field to the other. This is why they play it out from the back. When it comes off, it works beautifully. And Young so close to getting his second here. Could a set piece offer a way back into this for Liverpool? Oh, it could! Frauendorf's shot, taking a deflection off Revan, and that is 2-1, and a totally different complexion to this final. Oh, that's gone over Bradley to Brad Young. Now Ramsey gets it back from Barry. Ramsey just couldn't quite dig it out. Davis makes the save. Well, he'd have enjoyed this, Ramsey, on his return from injury. Young looking for the run of Louis Barry here. And now Reiki. Oh, really good block from Stevenson. Oh, we're getting to the now or never stage for Liverpool. Morton, they're queuing up in the middle. Kwanzaa! Oh, it's straight at Marshall. That was the chance that they have been waiting for, Liverpool. It's straight at the goalkeeper. A smile on the face of the Villa players, a smile that says Aston Villa at FA Youth Cup winners.
Harry Taphouse with the call there. That was last year's final. These are the other quarter-finals this year. Manchester United versus Leicester City is about to get underway. Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Brighton on Saturday, and it's Blackburn against Nottingham Forest on Thursday of next week. And it is the winner of that tie which will play the winner of this tie. Okay, second half not too far away at Stamford Bridge. We'll be back with it shortly. Welcome back to our coverage of this FA Youth Cup quarter-final between Chelsea and Blackpool from Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea who lead by 2-1. That man Harvey Vale got what was the equalising goal for them. A brilliant finish it was too. And after Jake Daniels had put Blackpool ahead, Malik Mothersill has given Chelsea the advantage with his goal on 42 minutes. Clive Allen, what do you think Ed Brand's been saying to his players over the last 15 minutes? Because I'm not sure he will have been full of praise for how they played in that first half.
No, I think for me, I feel that Chelsea didn't move the ball quick enough, and certainly not forward enough quickly with quality into their front players to be able to dislodge what was a pretty resolute Blackpool defence. So I think you will want a little bit of speed and movement about the way that Chelsea attacked this second half.
No changes by either coach. Chelsea kicking towards the shed end in the second half. We will get us underway as soon as Rob Whitten is ready. Chelsea scored almost from kickoff in the first half. We've been in the goals in this competition, at least 3 in every game so far for them. In fact, at under 18 level in their league and in the cup as well. They've only failed to score in 3 of what is now 23 games in all competitions, and they've scored 3 or more times in 17 of the previous 22. So might not be done yet. Here's Williams. All for their part have had some big wins this season too. 9-0 against Tranmere, 7-3 against Accrington, 6-1 against Rochdale. In the Northwest Division of the Alliance League, where they play their league football. In the under-18 Premier League South. They are currently 5th. Given away carelessly by Lewis Hall there to Trusty. Shazi trying to work it back to Trusty, but Leicester able to regain possession for Chelsea. Trying to get Mothersill away, but Fitzgerald had other ideas. is Mariette. Into Daniels. Good foot in there to take the ball from him from Hughes. Thomas will give Chelsea the free kick.
Yeah, Moore's challenge on Thomas from behind. But just a little bit inconsistent from both sides, giving cheap passes away, giving possession of the ball away too easily at the start of the second half.
It's a conversation, no more than that for Jack Moore. Blackpool after being released by Burnley. Webster.
I think we can see that was one of the message from Ed Brand. There's been two longer forward passes from the Chelsea rearguard at the start of this second half. Get the ball into Mothersill.
Morgan. Still quickly closed down, have to offload it. Hughes clipping it down the line for Mothersill to chase, just caught off the turf and ran through comfortably for McLaughlin.
Well, there's 4 attempts now, forward passes that haven't found the centre forward. Needs to be of quality.
To McShazi, he's saying, well, I did my bit, and into the free kick. He was putting the pressure on Webster, who dealt with it well. Williams. He's out of position now, but luckily for him, badly Morgan's able to sweep up. Gives this touch off back to Williams. Foot in there from Francis. Not letting Chelsea have a moment to settle in the second half.
No, their intensity is good in terms of their closing down Blackpool, making sure that Chelsea are not fluid and they can't move the ball forward quickly with quality. It's just, can they keep it going? Can they keep that closing down intensity going for the full period?
Morgan, reminder that if Blackpool did get an equaliser, the possibility of extra time and penalties tonight if needs be. Just been through that before already in round 4 against Watford.
Thomas late or more, that's a little battle going on between Blackpool's right back and Thomas on the left side for Chelsea.
Thomas, who lost his cool at the end of the first half.
I think that's probably his last warning from referee Rob Wadbrington.
Daniels.
That's the hardest job in football, you know, Matt, that fourth official between the two coaches.
Thankless task, that's for sure. Nicely done by Francis. Here's Daniels. McShazi. Just grounded out in the end, and Webster got it clear.
He was trying to work an angle to shoot, was McShazi. He did receive the ball in the 18-yard box, but it was good defending by that Chelsea rearguard.
Mariette. Welsh under-19 international Luke Mariette on the bench for the first team this season. Webster spinning one for Mothersill. It's a really good pass as well. And how about that for brave goalkeeping from Alec McLaughlin? Does he risk conceding a goal or getting sent off there?
He came a long way, didn't he? He had to make sure he made contact with the ball, which is exactly what he did just before Mothersill got onto the Webster pass.
Meanwhile, here's Francis. Good defending from Dylan Williams. It goes behind for a Blackpool corner.
I do feel if Blackpool are going to get back in this game, this young man Francis has shown, certainly with his contribution for the goal that was made, that he could be the reason. Certainly give him the ball, keep testing Williams. Can he find a cross for Daniels and Matt Shazi in the box?
Jack Moore will take the corner. Here's Lewis Hall. He'll be a little bit sloppy with his passing there, and Blackpool able to get it back. Trusty into switch. Looking the more likely at the start of the second half here. Here's Mothersill though. Vale to his right. This is a worry for Blackpool. Wasn't a good ball from Vale in the end, straight at Mariette. Good challenge from Webster, as Vale kept that in, just about. Webster has a go. The pass was originally intended for Abu, but it was a shot on target from Charlie Webster.
Oh, he does well. He's fierce in the tackle to win the ball back. Vale passes it back to him, and then Webster coming off the right side this time on his left foot. Certainly he's on target, making the goalkeeper work.
Now here's Matt Shazi, can he equalise? Again, good defending from Williams to deny Blackpool.
That's a good block from Williams, because it was well crafted again. Clever ball into the run of Matt Shazi. He's telling him where he wants delivered. It is Williams across to make the block.
Blackpool's third corner of the game. It's been a good start to the second half for the Seasiders. Not a good corner. Mothersill missed it, but then Brodie Hughes cleared it away up to halfway. Chelsea had everybody back for this. There was no out ball for them. Again, good defending from Williams. To let that go behind for the goal kick. I don't think he said sort of let the handbrake off at half-time, has he, John Murphy? It's not that different to how they were playing in the first half, but there's a real attacking intent about Blackpool.
Yeah, there is, and I do like them when they when there's a change of play and they regain possession of the ball. I think he would have just emphasised much of the same. Believe in what you're doing, stay confident. You've created and scored one, you can do it again. It's certainly not out of time. They've not been overawed. Got to say, they've played well at Blackpool. Frustration certainly seems to be coming within these Chelsea youngsters.
Webster dabbing it forward. It's a poor pass though. Straight to Fitzgerald. Away carelessly then by Daniels. Vale's ball for Mothersill to chase. Squires has got to get this right. Mothersill's beaten him to it. And check back inside as well, Malik Mothersill. And then he looked to square it for Stutter, who was being marked by three players.
Poor decision. Did well, Mothersill, to get the ball. And in possession of the ball in the 18-yard box. You're in control of the situation. I think he should have had confidence in his own ability to go for goal, Mothersill. Didn't have to pass that ball square.
Was that an example of somebody who's playing up front who doesn't normally play up front and couldn't make the right decision?
Yeah, quite possibly, because you can see he's looking for the pass. his intention there as a centre-forward in the 18-yard box should be go for goal. Is there a chance for me to strike? Even with defenders in front of you, use them as a screen, strike the ball past them. I don't think that was ever in the mind of Mothership on that occasion.
In by Vale, really good play that from Chelsea. Here's Mothership again, got Thomas and Stotter up there with him. And the block was made by Fitzgerald at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, good block as well. They are finding their centre forwards more frequent in this second period with balls down the channel that he can run onto. Again, he's looking for the option centrally. A good block from Fitzgerald.
Chelsea could get a third here. It would be difficult to see a way back for Blackpool. Once there's one goal in it, the visitors are still very much alive in the Youth Cup. Over comes the corner from Hall. Badley Morgan at the near post, swinging a miss from Hughes. There's Webster, great block. And his shot, which was goal bound. Williams with a rather aimless ball, but Hall will chase it down anyway. Well defended by Strawn. Lewis Hall, incredible. He's played in 7 different competitions for Chelsea this season. He's played in the FA Cup against Chesterfield, also the Premier League 2, the Youth Cup, of course, the Under-18 Premier League, Under-18 Premier League Cup, EFL Trophy, and the UEFA Youth League. Quite the season for Lewis Hall.
And that's with numerous different players as well, and systems, and I'm sure he's learnt a great deal from those experiences.
Played for England's under-17s too. His touch on the ball, but Blackpool have picked it up with Mariette to the byline. Oh, that's going to creep in for an own goal, and it's 2-2. Luke Mariette will claim it. It wouldn't have gone in without the touch from the defender, but Blackpool have scored again, and they're back level.
And you've got to say, it's nothing more than they deserve the way that they've come out in this second half and really put Chelsea under pressure. They've attacked, and what a driving run from Mariette to get to the byline, cut it back. He gets some good fortune. I think it comes off of Lewis Hall initially, but then as he cuts that ball back,
it's a Badley Morgan own goal, isn't it?
He sticks a right boot out. He's just trying to cut that Mariette cross out, and inadvertently he passes it almost back into the empty net. What a good cup tie.
Terrific game we've got here. Chelsea architects of their own downfall to some extent there. Badley Morgan perhaps a little unlucky, but Chelsea have not played particularly well here. Blackpool taking the opportunity to have a drink to celebrate.
Just relax, just carry on, I'm sure is the message from John Murphy.
This is the reason that we've got a break in play. Surely can't be cramped that Alec McLaughlin's got. Well, those Blackpool supporters who stayed down, having had the discomfort of watching their team lose in the last minute, not too far from here at QPR last night, will be feeling a lot better now. On the ground to swallow him up, of course, Luke Badley Morgan. McLaughlin's okay.
That might well have happened when he sprinted out of his 18-yard box, Matt, to intercept the through ball that Mothership was getting onto. He's moving freely now.
And he's just making sure that his team is switched on. One of the oldest sayings in football, that you're at your most vulnerable once you've scored.
Had no lack of confidence of Blackpool coming here to Stamford Bridge tonight in the quarter-final of the FA Youth Cup. And they are very much in this tie.
Williams Lobs this ball around the corner. Chelsea have got to step it up a gear now.
Well, that's more again on Thomas. He's pleading with the referee how many times? Yeah, Moore's going to get a yellow. That's because he's committed numerous challenges that the referee has not been happy with.
And that changes that battle entirely now, doesn't it?
Well, give the ball to Thomas. That's what I'd be saying if I was Ed Brand. Yeah, it's close contact. I'm not sure he's really kicking through the back of Thomas, but he was a little bit late with a challenge. But it was one or two others before that that has contributed to him receiving a yellow.
Here's Hall.
Our mark, Matt, is always the time of the game, whatever level, certainly now for coaches, how their substitutes can impact the game. Is John Murphy thinking, I need fresh legs, I need to keep the impetus going? Is Ed Brand thinking, have I got someone who can make the difference, can come on and do something that can win this tie for us? This is where the coaches earn their money.
Brand's subs at half-time against Liverpool really helped change that game. Mothersill amongst the players who came on then, and he's got Tudor Mendel-Idowu on the bench, who stepped off it to score the winner deep into stoppage time in round 5.
I think he'll be the one who, out of the two, that are thinking of how can I impact this performance of my team.
That's this ball forward. It was a good one as well. Here's Vale. Trying to back flick it to Mothersill, just trying to be a bit too delicate.
The idea was right, just couldn't get the back heel with pace into the run of Mothersill. I think cramp setting in as well.
Part of that's the occasion as well, isn't
Definitely, the nervous energy. Yeah, the idea's right, he just didn't execute it. Harvey Vale. Yeah, get the fluids on board, certainly stretch those young muscles. Yeah, Brand's going to be warming up one or two.
He looks concerned as well, he might. Beaten as head coach in the delayed 2020 Youth Cup final was Brand against Manchester City, that was played at St George's Park.
Well, it was a fabulous final, but it was a really talented Manchester United group.
It's a lengthy delay here.
It's the left hamstring, I think, that is the problem.
Reminder, it's Manchester United hosting Leicester in a game that is underway. The other Youth Cup quarter-finals, Wolves against Brighton on Saturday, and Blackburn against Nottingham Forest next week. That's on Thursday. They don't look too impressed with what they've seen, certainly in the second half.
I bet they're sitting there like me thinking, oh, I wish I could do it all over again. I'm not sure he's going to carry on.
It'll be a big blow to lose the skipper, Fitzgerald. At least you got to do it, Clive. For some of us, it was always a far-off dream.
Yeah, ironically, the two occasions or two-time chances I had, we drew. I was a QPR UT player in my early days. We drew Chelsea away, third round, both years. Very, very strong Chelsea youth teams those days, and unfortunately went out on both occasions. So, yeah, I didn't have the history with the FA Youth Cup that I would have liked.
We're back underway. Blackpool down to 10 for now. Here's Vale. Squires able to get to that before Mothersill, but out as far as Abu. Oh, a lovely flick from Webster. Can Mothersill get on the end of it? Again, he wasn't quite alive to the possibility there.
Matt, but I think with the length of the treatment that took place, Blackpool should have been in a position, if Fitzgerald's not going to take any further part, to have had the substitute ready.
Still down there off the pitch at the moment. And now they can delay things because they've got a throw in of their own.
They need to make that change. No, he's coming back on.
Well, this is a test for the Blackpool defence. They've got a right back on a yellow card and the captain hobbling about.
Well, there's no doubt he didn't want to come off. You can understand that, but really, if he's far from fit, it could be a real problem for that Blackpool defence, especially if he's tested.
Now he's Strawn. Against Abu. It's a good ball in, just too high for Daniels. Williams. Actually up to Mothersill. Chelsea trying these cute flicks, which great when they come off, but on too many occasions so far tonight. We're 3/4 of the way through the 90 minutes. As it stands, we'll play for 30 more and we could have penalties too. Well, might have designs on winning it in the 90 though. They're looking the better of the two teams at the moment. And Webster going for the Hollywood ball. Thought about coming for it. And we're hearing that Michael Fitzgerald is going to have to give way. You can see that he's not moving freely at all, the number 6.
Well, I find that a little remarkable that obviously with the injury, the length of the treatment received, that they didn't know that he needed to be substituted to force him to go back on, taking a mighty risk where Blackpool need to make that substitution and quickly.
Because of course the player's always going to say, I'm absolutely fine, I can run this off.
In this situation you understand that, but the medical team have to make that decision. And Matt, while he's there, it could still cost them.
Here's Thomas. Oh, he's made a right mess of that. He had much more time than he realised.
He had time, he had space, he could have took a touch, tried to swivel and hit it first time, completely miskicked it.
Here's Abu. Oh, nice flick back to him from Vale. Abu goes down. That looks like a penalty, and it is. And Chelsea have got the chance to restore their lead. Don't think there's much doubt about that decision.
And I think it's Fitzgerald that's made that challenge, or is it Squires? Squires, yeah. Yeah, he strikes for the ball, but Abu gets there before and toes it away. He makes no contact on the ball, does Squires. Clever ball in, you can see, yeah, Abu drags it away on the outside of his right boot. Squires strikes for it, catches his ankle. Yes, absolutely nailed on penalty.
Well, if Will Squires had his time again, he'd make a different decision. And Abu was just too fleet of foot for him.
Clever pass from Val to put Abu in.
Harvey Vale has missed a couple of penalties this season, so he is not the player selected to take it, the captain. It's going to be Charlie Webster instead. It's his goal that started the fight back in the last round against Liverpool. Now he's got the opportunity to put Chelsea ahead for the second time in the quarter-final. We'll make that substitution first, and that just ramps up the pressure a little bit on Webster. Johnson Upperwall is the player who's coming on to take the place of Michael Fitzgerald. Upperwall goes straight into the heart of the defence. Not what you want when you're about to take a penalty. This is it, a substitution, a lengthy delay.
I just feel it's a massive moment in this tie and the way that it's going to finish.
Down McLaughlin. make himself a hero for Blackpool. Shortish run-up for Charlie Webster. Still, he waits to be able to take the spot kick.
It seems an age since that spot kick was given.
Webster buries it, and Chelsea are back in front.
Yeah, real
Excellent
confidence
penalty
in the way that he took it, Matt. It wasn't the longest run-up. He's had a look at the goalkeeper, and as McLaughlin falls away to his right-hand side, opens up, side-footed, foots it into the open corner. Good finish from Webster, good penalty kick. Advantage Chelsea.
I'm sure it's a particularly good look for him to be shushing the Blackpool fans, but a beautifully dispatched penalty nonetheless. McLaughlin wouldn't have saved that even if he'd guessed right. And Charlie Webster makes it Chelsea 3, Blackpool 2.
Yeah, never any doubt the side he was going, the quality of the contact. Harvey Vale outside of the boot pass. Squires strikes for the ball. Abu gets there first. Clear penalty kick dispatched by Webster.
$18 minutes for Blackpool to try and score a third. There's a foul there, which the referee's going to bring it back for. He's going to take the free kick. Blackpool will feel they've come back before and they can do it again. First change of the game, meanwhile, coming up for Chelsea. Ronnie Stutter, who has been almost completely anonymous in the game, is out, and it's the Finn, Jimmy Toriainen, who comes on to take his place. Stutter quite often plays as a striker, in the number 10 role. We barely saw him.
Yeah, very quiet evening for him.
Toriainen offering a bit more of a physical presence at set-piece situations like this. That's a clever one, rolled into Matt Shazi. Be careful with the challenges there, Chelsea. Oh, and Badley Morgan's got the clearance all wrong, and he's grateful that Adegoke has made an excellent save to preserve Chelsea's lead. Meanwhile, Vale sending it forward to Silko Thomas. It's going to be a fabulous and open last 15 minutes or so here now. Thomas's cross.
Well, what a chance that was for Blackpool to equalise.
Here's Vale. Touched it off for Thomas. Good challenge from Moore that time. You said it, Clive. Cracking cup tie this. Not just for the goals, but it's been really even stuff.
Yeah, and you just can't call it. This man has just made a very, very important save for his side. Clever free kick. It's not cleared in that Chelsea 18-yard box. And as it breaks, there's an opportunity. The keeper spreads himself brilliantly. That's a poor clearance. There's the chance. What a block from Adegoke.
Toriainen, the substitute. Webster, at the moment he's the match winner. You would not be surprised if we've not seen the end of the scoring, given the way this game's gone.
I just sense that there's a little bit of weariness about Blackpool in terms of the way that they've closed down. They've worked so hard. The fatigue starting to set in. Chelsea, if they keep that ball moving, it'll be very difficult for Blackpool.
It's English from Williams. I think we'll take encouragement, though, from the fact that Chelsea's defence has looked breachable pretty much every time they've come forward.
Yeah, Badley Morgan, the own goal, the poor clearance there. Just might be feeling the pressure.
Christie with a tired pass straight at Vale.
Yeah, it was. He was trying to pass that ball out to Daniels and he got it completely wrong. Turns over possession.
Here is for Dan Francis.
Yeah, he's cramped up now. So much nervous energy burnt up. You can see it, them walking on the field, just to look in the stadium when they arrive with their mobile phones, selfies, and all that nervous energy has certainly been lost, and now they're feeling the effects of it.
Here's Vale. Chelsea trying to put their foot on the gas and take the tie away from Blackpool.
And you just feel a fourth goal would wrap it up for the home side.
Williams. Dangerous ball whipped in by Williams. Here's Francis. He's overhit that one.
Not sure Francis will be able to go on much longer, Matt. He seems to be feeling the effects.
Substitute for Wall. With the calm defending. Thomas. Yelligan's been down there waiting to come on for a while now for Blackpool. Webster. Here's Hall. Beautiful pass. Harvey Vale looking along the line of defenders, ought not to have been offside there.
Absolutely, Matt. He's in a poor position there. He doesn't need to be that far advanced. He acknowledges the pass. And that's the end for Francis.
Who has run himself into the ground,
Absolutely.
almost literally.
He really has. Fantastic contribution for the first Blackpool goal.
Yelligan, former Fleetwood man, comes on to take his place. So we've got Prince on the pitch for Blackpool, a Prince in goal for Chelsea. We're a stone's throw from the King's Road. Webster, always done brilliantly there. Webster took it away from Moore. Flicked it with the outside of his boot. Mothersil's on the chase. The goalkeeper was always favourite and got there.
Well, he's a confident young man, he's Webster. He's really controlled the game in this second half for me. I think him and Lewis Hall have been outstanding in that midfield for Chelsea.
Here's Abu. 10 minutes and stoppages to go unless Blackpool can find an equaliser. They were ahead on 5 minutes. Chelsea equalised not long after that. Mr. Blues are in front of the break. For Badley Morgan to put through his own net. It's a penalty from Charlie Webster, which has Chelsea in front here. Going to win the FA Youth Cup for a 10th time in their history. Down the line for Mothersill. Affected by the substitute. Thomas in for Webster. Yeah, good pass. He's grown into the game, Charlie Webster. It's Vale who puts it in toward Mothersill, trying to dab it back for Hall. Turiainen. Thomas. Nice play from Thomas, trying to get away from Jack Moore, who stuck to his task well.
Yeah, that really has been a good confrontation between Thomas and Moore. This time, clever play from Thomas to get to the byline, but excellent defending. I think Moore's feeling the effects of that, getting across and making sure that he doesn't allow Thomas to deliver into the box, but concedes the corner. You can see him just at this near post here. He's certainly hobbling a little with Moore. He's had to give everything.
It's Webster's corner. Turiainen was challenging for it. Shazi keeping Williams honest. Hall.
That's good play from Chelsea. 1-on-2 touch, keeping the ball moving. Just denying Blackpool the chance to close and regain possession of the ball, making it very, very difficult for them. They're tired physically and mentally at Blackpool. They get frustrated when they can't get near to make challenges.
Now, chance for them to pinch an equaliser, maybe. They had, what, 4 or 5 players up in that attack. And there were lots of options for Joe Strawn, and that was not the right one to pick.
That was a poor decision from Strawn. And the shot was really tame.
Turiainen. Morgan, who's already scored an own goal and made another mistake, taking far too long on the ball there and looking to get a free kick.
Matt taking the chance. He didn't need to do that. He could have even played the ball back to his goalkeeper, relieved the pressure. He then tries to drag it away from Matt Shazi initially. The substitute, Yelligan, nearly dispossessed him. He was a little fortunate to get away with that. Understandably, Chelsea in no hurry now. I think they're going to push their team up, try to put the ball into the heart of Blackpool's defence, play in their half.
Okay, looking long. He's beaten to it in the air. He's taking no chances. Chelsea throw. Stay, he will take every available second.
Yeah, no hurry now for Chelsea to get that ball back into play. Keep the ball in this half, Chelsea now.
We'll get a fair chunk of stoppage time. Penalty and the injury to Fitzgerald. Another change coming for Blackpool. So James Harrison will be with us soon. More chance here for Daniels. Oh, what a save from Adegoke. That was the moment for Blackpool. Jake Daniels nearly got his second of the game.
Well, he can't believe that with the strike, the right foot strike and the pace of it, that it hasn't beaten the goalkeeper. And that could be the save of the game to win the match for Chelsea.
Undertaken short and quickly. Daniels in there again. Oh, the header. Just worried Adegoke for a moment. He didn't get it right at all. Not like the finish.
But the shot here, really fiercely hit back across the goalkeeper. Has to be a really strong right hand to keep it out, and it was. That's a fine stop. He thought he'd scored. He thought he'd equalised and scored a second goal on the night to equalise this cup tie.
Prince Adegoke, who didn't play a game of football until 2011, any level, wasn't interested in it as a young child at all. He's just pulled off a big save there.
Well, he's made 2 big saves in this second half. A block in the 6-yard box and a fantastic right-handed stop there from Jake Daniels.
A boot. Definitely fouled there. It's going to be a card as well. Yelligan, who's not long on the pitch. Fleetwood man has his name taken. Tyler Hill giving way. James Harrison coming on. They need to go for it now, do Blackpool. The big question will be how much time is added on. I think it will be at least 4 and probably 5 minutes.
I think you're right. Certainly there was a long delay and treatment for Fitzgerald. There's been substitutions now. That all adds to the time that's added on.
Chelsea going to make a change of their own. It is the match winner from the previous round, Tudor Mandel Idowu, who's going to come on. The referee's seen that Chelsea wants to make the change. He's going to go on anyway. Toward Mother Sill. Squires underneath that one. Webster. Ball into the penalty area. How ambitious does he want to be? Happy to just keep it.
Yeah, well played, Lewis Hall.
Webster. That change for Chelsea can happen, and it is Malik Mothersill, who has maintained his record of scoring in every round so far, who is the player who's giving way here. This was his goal. Needed 3 bites at the cherry, but got there in the end.
Yeah, third attempt, it went in off his chest after 2 stops from the keeper. He's in no hurry to leave. Chelsea running the clock down.
He's feeling the effects of a tough 90 minutes as well. And for him, having been asked at the last minute to play up front after Sunset Bell was injured in the warm-up. Elidowu coming on for the last knockings then. Or maybe not, if Blackpool can get a goal. He only came off the bench on 85 minutes, Mendel Idowu, 90 plus 5, and he got the winner away to Liverpool. 6 added minutes that we are into. Still plenty of time for Blackpool to pinch an equaliser. Maybe they can do it now. Daniels was chasing it down again. It's really good defending from Brodie Hughes to get there in front of him. Oh my goodness me, there wasn't much contact there, but the free kick's been given anyway. He's had a good game, hasn't he, Daniels, goal aside?
Yeah, he's really been a threat for Blackpool. Positions he takes up, not sure there was too much in this. Maybe just a slight pull of his shirt. As soon as Hughes felt that, he was on the floor. Relieves the pressure. Well, they've had some close encounters, haven't they, Chelsea, in this run so far, and this is exactly the same.
Thomas. One goal in it in each of the last 2 rounds before this one.
Hughes fouled again. Chelsea, once again, in no hurry to get on with it.
Bradley Morgan's free kick, and Delidowu chasing it down. Whacked upfield by McLaughlin. Trusty. Still got 4 minutes to play with here, Blackpool. Good header from Derek Abu. It's dropped to Daniels, though. And Daniels has hooked it back across goal. Shot blocked by Webster. Trusty holding on to it. Back in by Moore. It's a devilish delivery. Might stay in play as well, far side. Good defending from Abu, and he's won the free kick too. That's priceless for Chelsea.
Well, Yelligan's been booked. Come on as sub. I think he's going to get a second yellow for that, but Abu, he's all smiles because just winning the free kick for his side was enough.
And he's not going to take it until the referee insists that he does. That's a good flick on from Harvey Vale. Here's Delidowu. Chelsea just making sure they maintain possession. Williams. Again, didn't want to hit it with his right foot then, Dylan Williams. Webster worked it into Turiainen. Abu. Again, the referee convinced after Squires went down in stages.
Well, he was tickled, I think, wasn't he, Squires there, and off over he went.
Chelsea just trying to break up any rhythm that Blackpool might get. Making another change here. Soko Thomas, who thought he was going to be a substitute, is now substituted. It is Leo Castledine, whose father Stuart used to play in the Premier League for Wimbledon. See if he can get a touch before the whistle blows. Webster's header. Shade over a minute of the 6 that were signalled to go. Well, one back by Harvey Vale. Oh, Webster would have been through there.
I think Moore's going.
Another card for Jack Moore, and 2 yellows makes a red, and he is sent off. Can't really have any complaint, can he?
No, I think he knew, just the way that he was laying on the floor. He took a chance just turning out to try and deliver the ball back upfield there. And when Harvey Vale dispossessed him, he knows as soon as he catches Webster and he pulls him down, and a second yellow card's on its way.
So Blackpool finish with 10. Jack Moore is dismissed. You can see just how disappointed he is at that. Hopefully in time he'll feel better about the fact that it's not really going to have much impact on the game.
No, he hasn't lost the game for his team. His team have really acquitted themselves well. Blackpool here tonight have certainly Shown some courage, strength and ability, taking Chelsea all the way. It might not be over.
Added time in added time. This is the last attack of the game, and that is that. Chelsea have made hard work of it, but they are through to the FA Youth Cup semi-final. A brilliant effort from Blackpool, who were ahead early on in the game. Then they managed to get it back to 2-2, but it's that man Charlie Webster's penalty which has proved to be the difference in the end. Clive, Blackpool can exit the competition with their head held high. Chelsea did just enough in the end. Absolutely,
because they certainly didn't fold here in what was a difficult FA Cup Youth Cup quarter-final against Chelsea. For me, they can certainly leave here very, very proud in the way that they've played.
Final score, Chelsea 3, Blackpool 2. This is how the game unfolded after Derek Abu had almost put Chelsea ahead inside the first minute. Blackpool on the break were the team who took the lead. A high-quality goal as well, Clive.
It really was. Francis with an explosive run down the right-hand side, but then a superb delivery into the path of Jack Daniels, who took it really, really well, with the keeper throwing himself at his feet, lifted it over him into the open net. He made it look simple, but that was far from an easy finish. 1-0 Blackpool.
Just 5 minutes on the clock at this point. Daniels 20+ goals for the season, but the lead didn't last long, 9 minutes to be precise. This is the goal of the night, isn't it, from Harvey Vale?
Yeah, it really is a moment of fantastic quality. Abu feeds Vale on the edge of the box, manipulates the ball onto his favoured left foot, and then his intent is to curl it into the top corner. And that's exactly what he does. That is absolute perfection in terms of moving the ball and then the quality of the finish right into the far corner, giving the goalkeeper absolutely no chance.
Brilliant from the Chelsea skipper. And the home side would go into the break in front. This one not quite as memorable a goal, but matters just as much to Malik Mothersill. Really, really unfortunate for Alec McLaughlin, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, McLaughlin makes two really good stops initially from Mothersill. The header, the volley, he keeps out after a really good Abu cross. There's the header, great stop. There's the volley, good stop. And in the end, it hits him on the chest and creeps over the line.
Scruffy goal, but enough to put Chelsea 3-2 in front. 3-2, 2-1 in front at half-time. No need for goal-line technology there, but it was Blackpool who would pull it back to 2-2 just before the hour mark. It was a Luke Badley-Morgan own goal, but it came after some excellent work from Mariette.
There's a determined run from Mariette to get to the byline. I think it comes off of Lewis when the ball's played on the edge of the box and breaks for Mariette just there. But he drives, he's confident and cutting the ball back. Badley-Morgan sticks out right boot and inadvertently turns it into the open net. But it was nothing more than Blackpool deserved the way they started the second half.
Yeah, terrific showing from the side from the northwest. 2-2 was the least they deserved at that point, but just a poor decision allowed Chelsea to restore their lead. This is when they were still readjusting with an injured player on the field. And it was the other centre-half, Will Squires, who caught Mothersill. No doubt it was a penalty.
Yeah, Abu does well to go for the 1-2, and it is a really clever pass off the outside of his left boot from Harvey Vale. Just there, in behind Squires. He strikes for the ball, but catches Abu, toes it away from him. He takes the ball away from the centre-half. The centre-half catches him, taking his legs from under him. No doubt about the penalty.
Which was dispatched emphatically by Charlie Webster. That was on 72 minutes. It proved to be the final goal of the game.
Well, it seemed an age before he actually took this penalty, but he was confident in the way that he stroked it into the open side of the goal. As the keeper goes away to his right, he's strong-minded and a good finish.
Blackpool did have a couple of chances thereafter to get themselves back level and take us to extra time. Poor from Badley Morgan there. A good save from Adegoke to deny Strawn.
Well, Adegoke had to make two fabulous stops towards the end of the game. The first of them from Strawn here. It's a poor clearance, it breaks for Strawn, but the keeper flies out, makes a really good block.
And then Wright, Daniels, who was excellent throughout. And that is the save of the match, perhaps, from Adegoke.
Well, that is a match-winning save. It really is. Daniels, the way he strikes it with his right foot, back across Adegoke, and that is a superb, strong right-handed save to push it wide.
Chelsea's goalkeeper helping ensure that it was they who went through. And right at the end here, second yellow card for Jack Moore, no doubt. That the referee had to show him the card for the second time.
Yeah, Matt, he knew exactly what was coming. He's trying to turn and get the ball back upfield. Harvey Vale dispossesses him. Webster picks the ball up, and as soon as he toes that past Moore, he can only hook his legs, and as soon as he makes contact, he knows he's going for an early bath.
Well, Ed Brand, I think, knows that his team have got away with one today. They weren't at their best, but they are through to the FA Youth Cup semi-final. Tears for some of the Blackpool boys, but they can be immensely proud with what they did today. They pushed Chelsea all the way. It's the Blues who go through.